Hi there guys, thought I'd give you a quick overview of my CRF 70 Supermoto pit bike. Had this for a couple of years now, bought it off a chap on Facebook that was advertised it, only paid $350 for it, so it was a bit of a bargain, but it certainly didn't look like this when I got it. It was in a bit of a state and needed quite a bit of work. So I took it back to a bare frame, had it shot blasted, painted, welded up a couple of cracks, made some stronger engine brackets for it as well, because they'd cracked as well. So mainly do the British mini bike endurance series on it. So we've done a couple of meetings last season which are 3-hour events on kart circuits around the UK, and great laugh, only 80 quid entry fee, and normally go with a couple of mates, so 3 people in the team. So it's normally me, Paul Turner and Billy Perkins, and sometimes we draft in the superstar Anthony Johnson, who's a British superbike superstock rider who's pretty rapid, so we bring him along when we need to, bring out the big guns, as they say. So I'll give you a quick walk around the bike and let you know what I've done to it. So I took it back to a bare frame, had it shot blasted, painted the frame, welded up a few of the cracks that were in the engine mounts and beefed them up a bit. So got that all strong and secure, had a few strip threads to sort as well. But I'll walk you through what I've done to it over the last couple of years, some of the upgrade parts I've done. So starting at the front end, it's got SP Racing adjustable front forks on it, which were I got from Miniature Parts Racing. They set them up for my weight and put the correct springs and oil in them and valving, etc. That made a huge difference to the handling of the bike. Got PMT slicks on it. This is a freshly powder coated front wheel. Brakes wise, we're running a Brembo twin pot caliper. This is off a YZF 125 road bike, so quite a common upgrade for the pit bikes. And it's got a lovely Parker CNC brake caliper mount on there, which is great, so there's no rubbing and you get a good contact area on the pads there. And I've also got one of the floating front discs from Pit Bike Spares, about 22 quid I think. It's a bit of a bargain, again made a nice difference to the braking of the bike. Got a shorter CRF 50 front mudguard, custom graphics, which look pretty neat. Reason for the Ducati theme was Dad at the time had bought a 748, so we're going to have them sort of side by side for a bit of a joke, me having a miniature Ducati, but these being Chinese and they're probably just as unreliable as the Ducatis. Haha. Saying that, my dad's has been good, but anyway. Up the top here, got a Stomp triple clamp, which Dad CNC machined for me, so we can get a bit more grab on the nut there, which is good. Quick action throttle, meant for grips, and in my previous video you've seen I just made up this rear thumb brake, which is quite neat. Then you run a long braided line. This is off I got this off eBay, it's about 9 quid the line. It's for a child's quad basically, but works just fine. Alloy petrol cap with one of the little one-way breathers on it. Then we come down here, stock 140YX engine, and one of the newest bits I've done to it is this Nibby racing carburettor, which is excellent. So it replaced the malt carbs I had before, which were shit to be honest. And this has all got CNC internals. Haven't ran it yet on track with this on, but on the stand, as you'll hear in a minute, it runs really well with this on. So I will get it on a dyno at some point when I can, probably at one of the BMB rounds, and get the jet sorted and get it set up. But they're pretty good out of the packet from what I've heard when listening to the BR8 podcast and what have you. Some tray there, so you have to run that catch tray in case any oil comes out. Breather bottles there for the carburettor, and that one's for the breather for the engine. Running 16 tooth front sprocket and a 39 rear, which is pretty standard go-to for most circuits. Running these rear sets, a guy called Matt makes these at Clay Pigeon race track, and they're really neat, about 35 quid I think, and you just get the foot pegs from eBay, just Chinesey ones, about 9 quid. Then you flip the lever, so normally it's this way, but you flip it over and it makes it race shift, so it's one up, all down, which is quite cool. The shock there is a D&M shock. You can see there's the piggyback bit there, so running a stock D&M shock. Put some of these red chain blocks on it, bit of bling when I was doing its last rebuild. I'll walk you around this side. Added these CNC alloy valve cap things. They're quite nice, make it easier to get the pressure gauge or pump on there, which is cool. Just running a stock rear brake with a braided line. You have, oh yeah, the exhaust is just the standard Chinesey stomp style silencer, and you have to run a baffle in them these days to keep the noise down, and we have to run it at Lakeside Karting when we do track days there. Comes out about 98 decibels I think, which is okay. Heat wrap the pipe, new CDI there with a red lead, and yeah, another picture of the rear set there, running an oil cooler, which helps with the endurance stuff we do. And you have to run the hand guards there, you have to run the crash bobbins on the axles and on the handlebars there as well, and on the foot pegs you need to have the covers there as well. And that is pretty much it. So yeah, and the next outing will be next Friday at Lakeside Karting on a track day there, so then we'll get some good track time in, and then after that will be the British mini bike round at Lydd, so really looking forward to that. That's the first weekend in August, so I can't wait to get out and do some racing on it again.